Hello there! This is LEGO Dynasty, and today I'm bringing you guys my review of the LEGO Star Wars UCS TIE Interceptor. It is set number 75382, comes with 1,931 pieces, and is rated ages 18 and up. Now this set retails in the United States for $229.99, and in Canada for $299.99. Now without further ado, let's kick off this review, starting with the box. Taking a look at the box, you can see it looks absolutely beautiful on the new standard UCS or 18 plus printing with the black box, with a red light, sort of symbolizing the Empire or evil emanating behind it, which looks really cool there. You obviously see the information I've already provided. Also is using this sort of ceremonial 25 years of LEGO Star Wars, printing on the box there, which is pretty nice. And on the top at the corner, you can see with the nice 25 years of LEGO Star Wars logo there, which is awesome to see. Flipping the set around, you can again see the TIE Interceptor at a slightly different angle with the figures on the stand, which looks pretty cool. You can also see, of course, this is a Return of the Jedi set, so you have the TIE Interceptor flying against the Millennium Falcon in the corner there. I see some other great angles as right there. And then in the bottom left corner, you have the dimensions of the set, which is 40 centimeters and 16 inches long, so from the back of the ship to the front wings of the ship. And then it is also 33 centimeters or 15 inches tall from the base of the stand to the top of the ship. So quite a large LEGO Star Wars UCS set. Obviously not the biggest, but still does have quite a large wingspan. Taking a quick look at the manual, as you can see, we have the UCS TIE Interceptor, and this is at a slightly different angle than what we usually see on like play sets, which is nice to see LEGO at least doing something different. Of course, I preferred the older style. One, it was just the box art reprinted on these manuals. I just think that looked better. But at least the 18 plus sets generally get something a little bit different. In this case, you have the TIE Interceptor at a slightly different angle rather than just a standard image. Now, being a UCS set, you do get a nice write-up of the set itself, why they chose to do it, etc., which is pretty cool. Some very nice, concept art and images from the film, and information from the designers as well, which is always pretty cool to get in these manuals. And also shows you the proper way to hold the set, which is definitely nice. Definitely don't want to be grabbing it from the wings, as that could cause it to collapse in itself. And as you can see, I was left with quite a few extra pieces here, which is always pretty nice. You got, a couple lightsaber hilts, LEGO Star Wars, pistol, obviously a brick separator, which isn't really an extra piece, but is included, and you're left with it at the end of the build. And just in general, a nice collection of pieces that you can add to your collection for free. Taking a look at the lone minifigure including the set, we have the TIE Pilot. And of course, this is the absolute best TIE Pilot you can get, with the very awesome arm printing, as you can see there, with the Imperial logo on both sides. Just really excellent printing detail there. Does also have leg printing, no side leg printing or anything like that, which obviously that's the end goal, to have 360-degree printing on the arms and legs like we see in customs pretty regularly these days, but probably a ways off from LEGO doing that. Does have a regular face, I think we've seen this face quite a lot over the years, but pretty nice. No double-side face, mostly due to the fact that it would be seen underneath the helmet there, just based on the helmet design. Still though, pretty typical TIE Fighter pilot, just with the added arm printing. That overall makes it a pretty desirable minifigure. Now the next minifigure, if you want to call it that is included is a mouse droid. Definitely a surprise to have included, but pretty nice nonetheless. Obviously just brick built, not a special molded piece. Not that I would expect that in a mouse droid, though I guess you could say these are definitely wildly inaccurate in terms of their shape and design. They're not this big whatsoever, but that's fine in a set like this. Overall, I think it's the exact same mouse droid we've had over the years, maybe some slight differences, but at the end of the day, it's a mouse droid, so just a fun bonus. Maybe it would have been better having an Imperial astromech, but at the end of the day, they added this, so that's what we're left with. The next thing included is a 25 years of LEGO Star Wars printed brick, and these are pretty nice, though obviously very common right now, being included in nearly every LEGO set that's been released this year, so that's definitely nice. Though I feel like at this point I have like 10 of these, maybe more, since I've gotten multiples of certain sets, so definitely a very common brick at this point. It's not like the UCS R2-D2 from a few years ago, which had a special edition, limited edition Lucasfilm brick that was one of a kind and only in that set. And lastly, just taking a quick look at the display stand that's included with the set, which is fully printed, which is pretty nice, and it is on this glossy material. I do find it can get dusty or smeared quite easily though. That's one sort of setback of using this sort of more glossy film, is it can be quite noticeable looking at the stand, so you'll definitely might have to do more dusting on these compared to before with the stickers, which I really didn't find got as dusty as this one has since just taking it out of the box. With that being said, it's still very awesome. Has some great information, like it being from Sayonara Fleet Systems, affiliation, Galactic Empire, of course, and some other information you can read there. And overall, definitely very nice. The one minor setback with this particular part is the fact that there's this visible dimple here. For whatever reason, LEGO says they can't avoid that, even though I feel like I see a lot of custom prints that don't have these issues at all, and they're printed directly on LEGO parts. So I'm still confused why it's an issue, but maybe one day it'll be fixed. It's not noticeable unless you really are looking at it, but as an avid collector, it's definitely a pet peeve of mine to see that there. And again, just to properly show how you hold the TIE Interceptor when it is off the stand, you lift it up from the back here and hold it like so. So as you can see, it's very stable here. If you hold it from these wings, I would say overall it's decently solid, but it would probably break on you, especially if you're really shaking it. So this is the proper way to hold it from the back base of the TIE Intercept pod. And just move the stand here so you can get a nice look at it. Definitely very nice. Does have nice swooshability. Like, I'm not worried about it falling apart in my hand, which is definitely pretty nice there. Taking a look at the UCS TIE Interceptor, and you can see just how imposing it looks on camera here. It's a really awesome model, I have to say. Like, overall, it's probably long overdue at this point since the last one came out so long ago, but it's definitely really nice and a well-deserved remake of a UCS set, I have to say. Now, with that being said, let's get into it. So first things first, you can see the really awesome part usage I think really does enhance the set, utilizing, these game controllers here on the side to add some nice greebling textures. Overall, I personally like the look of this sort of cockpit piece. I know some people have had issues with it. I personally think it looks pretty good. Is it perfectly symmetrical for how it would be? No, but that's the limitations of LEGO parts right now. I guess we could say, oh, they should just make whole new pieces. But like with what they have right now, I think this is a pretty solid design here. Overall, some great greebling here and just looks really cool. The wings themselves, I think, are absolutely fantastic. Like, just really well designed. I'm not worried at all that these are going to break on you. Obviously, you don't want to be grabbing it from the bottom just in case. It's not like the strongest, but I'm not like worried bumping it that it's going to fall apart or anything, which is definitely nice to be the case. Flipping the side here, you can see some of the nice greebling and textures there, which definitely looks pretty good. Just overall, the really cool detail. It's simple, but using these parts here inverted, just add some extra texture that really makes it stand out a little bit more than if it wasn't there. If it was just, these parts weren't there, it really adds a lot, and it's, just I think really well done by LEGO there. Flipping the set behind, and just really well designed here. We'll actually focus on this very cool printed brick here at the top. Like I said, this is all printed, which is awesome to see. Definitely in the past, LEGO might have made it a sticker, and other sets like it would be stickers, like play sets. So definitely nice that, being the high-end model, that they did include a printed brick here. Definitely enhances the set completely in my mind. You also see some more greebling textures here and just looking really nice. Now, as it showed on the back of the box, you can actually open to peer inside. Obviously, this is not minifigure scale whatsoever, so keep that in mind. But as you can see, looks pretty cool. You could, I guess, theoretically put the TIE pilot inside. It won't be size accurate whatsoever, but we'll just grab him and shove him in there, and you know, it's obviously, he's not really gonna sit well because it's way too big of a seating area, but I guess overall it looks pretty good overall. So that's pretty nice. Like I said, definitely not minifigure scale, but overall still looking pretty good there. And there is some nice, you know, sticker elements there. So these are stickers, unfortunately. They are not prints, which is probably the one annoying thing. I wish those were all printed. But overall, it looks pretty cool. I'm taking a look at the back sort of engine area, and that's where I think it leaves a little bit to be desired, as there's really no showing of thrust with how this has been designed. You know, you have the engine parts, but there's no like pink or red or green bricks to represent thrust, which I kind of like when they have those on the other sets. I don't know, it's a minor thing. You can obviously add your own studs. There's definitely places you can put it, but just not having it included, I think, is a minor letdown, especially since they show it sort of in flying mode, of course. But that's just a grievance I have with it. You might not care too much, since it's obviously just moving on display. You have these controller pieces being used as more greebling on the side there. Flipping the set upside down, you can actually see where you place the set inside, which is this hole here that goes inside the stand right here. So definitely a necessary feature to have it on display stand. And just to show it going in, try and do this without fully looking, and looks pretty good, I have to say. Now, one downside of the stand based on its size is you really can't have the set displayed in any other format other than facing straight away. It just, unless you have it like angled away from a shelf. Obviously I'm using a table right now, but then you could theoretically have it, you know, aiming the other way, because then the wings would be showing downward, but I think it would be too heavy and it would lean back. So unfortunately, this is generally the only safe angle to display the set on. It doesn't have multiple positions you can place it in, which is, at the end of the day, okay. Obviously, it would have been nice if you were able to display it in more positions than what is shown on the box, but at the end of the day, it's simply meant for display, and this is the position you should have the set in. Now, when the set was first announced, it was met with what I would describe as, you know, not a lot of like excitement, but I think overall this is a great addition to the UCS LEGO lineup and pairs excellent with the UCS X-Wing that we got last year. And overall, I'm quite pleased with the model. I think it is absolutely gorgeous on display, especially next to the X-Wing. It just fits in so well, and it's just a great set, and it's kind of cool. You know, we haven't gotten sort of an Imperial vehicle in UCS form since, I believe it was the UCS TIE Fighter. Maybe we got the Imperial Shuttle, but I believe it was the TIE Fighter way back when, which obviously I personally wasn't able to get, as that was a time period when I was sort of out of the hobby of collecting, let alone, you know, being younger. I probably wouldn't have been able to afford it at the time. But, you know, I'm really happy to get this set. I think it just is absolutely gorgeous, and yeah, I'm really pleased with the set. At its price point, is it a little bit expensive? Especially if you're going off price per piece, I guess, but there's a lot of large parts here, and really my only downside is I do think they should have included a, you know, another character, whether it was an Imperial officer or, you know, I don't know, just something else. You know, at the time we didn't know we were getting a Moff Gideon minifigure when the set first, you know, was announced, so maybe it would have been nice to get Moff Gideon in this set. Obviously got him in the $40 Moff Gideon vs. Paz Vizsla set, which is awesome, but maybe he could have been included to make it more of a Mandalorian Season 3 set. But at the end of the day, just in general, I think it's one minifigure short. I don't think UCS sets should come with less than one figure, or one figure only, and I just don't count the mouse droid as a figure. I would have preferred an astromech to the mouse droid, or a astromech droid with the mouse droid. But at the end of the day, that's all my opinion. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the LEGO Star Wars UCS TIE Interceptor. Have you guys picked up this set, or are you planning to? What are your thoughts on the overall design of the model? Please let me know in the comments down below. And let me know what you think of this video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you have enjoyed. And have a great day, everyone.